This week on Wake Up Whitewater, we'll take a look at UW-Whitewater's response to canceling in-person events on March 16th.
We'll look at the behind the scenes of this show and we get more information about comm advising.
All this and more on Wake Up Whitewater.
Broadcasting from Conover Studio at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, this is Wake Up Whitewater.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Wake Up Whitewater. I'm Kayla C. alongside Alex Lindblom and Justice Brazelton. We're back from spring break this week. What did you guys do over spring break? Anything fun?
I had a very uneventful spring break. Usually, my family goes and does something, but it was a lot of just chilling, which is honestly exactly what I needed.
Right.
I mean, it was a long stretch after winter break. And then I finally got this break, but I actually almost started going crazy. I feel like I needed structure. I did not do a lot, so it was nice to come back.
Yeah, I didn't do much either. I actually was sick for all of break almost, and I still had to go to work and whatnot, made some money, but other than that, yeah, I'm happy to be back into a routine.
Yeah, I was working, catching up on homework. So I definitely think it was a beneficial break. I also, casted a wide net with my job search. I've been looking on Handshake, LinkedIn, Indeed, on Google and different websites the university provides. And right now, everybody's applying for classes and doing advising. How is that going for you guys?
It's going pretty good so far. I had my first appointment this week, and I'm super excited. I got everything figured out, printed all the papers out that I needed. I think it was 10 pages or something like that. So had to stop by the library today, but yeah, got it all done. I'm actually really excited for my classes.
Are there any classes you're most excited for in particular?
Oh yeah, actually a practicum class, a TV practicum class, which is perfect for what I want to do. And I'm especially excited for that one.
What about you?
Yeah, I've got my advising stuff this week, and I'll go meet with some people and, figure out what I need, what I don't need going into my last year of schooling. So excited.
Advising and planning out your semester is definitely really stressful. Yeah. I'm glad I don't have to do it anymore, but trust me, it's not necessarily a perfect trade-off, right? Yeah, you just make sure to be prepared and keep your eyes open when you're job searching for sure. The news never stops and neither do we. We'll be right back with more after this break.
Love to show you what it's like to be a war hawk.
Come on!
Don't miss out on your chance to be a war hawk.
At UW-Whitewater.
You belong here!
She's always had it. Pure ambition. An unbridled self-confidence that most people only dream of. You see it driving her, empowering her, and in time, you see it fueling her future. Perhaps even helping her blaze a new trail. All she needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities. Unlimited opportunity.
I'm Peyton Walls, and this is your UWW-TV News Update. Chancellor Corey A. King has announced the finalists for the position of Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs at UW-Whitewater. These finalists will be visiting the campus and attending an open forum. All are invited to attend the open forum either in person or via WebEx. If you have any questions you'd like to ask during the open forum, the deadline to submit those questions is Thursday, April 2nd by 5 p.m. University of Wisconsin-Whitewater will host 2 nationally recognized Disney experts for on-campus events at the University Center on April 9th. Disney author and prominent podcaster Michael Bowling will speak about a variety of Disney businesses. Todd James Pierce, author and historian, will speak on April 23rd about the Sherman Brothers, the songwriting duo behind Mary Poppins and other classic Disney films. Both presentations are free and open to the public. And we'll have more news on UWW-TV right after this.
All right, who's next?
Next candidate is Willie Warhawk.
Okay, Willie, let me help you get set up here.
All right, you can tell Willie to start reading whenever he's ready. That's great. Cut.
Great job, Willie. Thank you for coming in today. We'll be in touch.
The Warhawk Food Pantry has shared their guidelines for students to be aware of as we enter the second half of the semester. These guidelines include visiting the pantry once a week, following the current limit signs when taking food, bringing a reusable bag, and presenting your Hawk card at the desk. To learn more about these guidelines and other resources to help determine what's best for you, visit uww.edu/pantry. Finally, Career Services is an on-campus resource dedicated to assisting students with professional development. By scheduling a one-on-one appointment with a career advisor, students are able to discover additional resources to maximize potential and skills in their career field. To learn more about what Career Services has to offer, visit uww.edu/career. For more news and other updates, tune in to uwwtv.org. I'm Peyton Walls, and this has been your news update on UWW-TV.
A powerful late-season blizzard forced the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater to shut down in-person classes and events mid-March, prompting university officials to put safety first. Peyton Walls explores how the university makes these choices in emergency situations.
On Monday, March 16th, UW-Whitewater officials were forced to cancel classes because of a rare blizzard that moved through the state of Wisconsin. The storm was part of a massive nationwide system that impacted much of the Midwest, from bringing snow, severe storms, and high winds. In southern Wisconsin, the system changed rapidly, starting as rain, sleet, and even thunderstorms on March 15th, before transitioning into heavy snowfall overnight. I spoke with the executive director of communications and marketing to find out how they come to these sometimes difficult decisions.
When it was clear that the forecast was changing and was going to be more severe, and then eventually a blizzard warning was forecast, and it was just clear that for safety purposes it was important to cancel in-person classes and events on that Monday.
While the snow has since cleared, this decision involves coordination across several departments, including faculties, academics, and campus operations, all working together to evaluate safety risks. Even when in-person classes are canceled, the university remains open. Staff continue supporting students who live on campus, ensuring essential services like housing, dining, and emergency response remain in progress.
Student safety is paramount. Student safety, faculty and staff safety, and visitor safety as well. That is just a paramount priority for the institution, and so that's why the decision was made. Whenever there's a chance that a situation is unsafe, we're going to proactively take steps to make sure that we prevent that from happening.
University officials say preparation and quick decision-making will continue to always play a key role in keeping campus safe during emergency events such as this one. Peyton Walls, reporting for UWW-TV.
Thank you, Peyton. What an important job that usually gets overlooked. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I always think about that job, whoever's making that decision the night before, the morning of. It's got to be a tough decision, you know. You're going to either make people really happy or really mad, you know, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into, declaring a day off like that. That's why that even though we have lots of snow in Wisconsin, we don't see a lot of snow days because it's hard. You know, we have to have all the professors in communication with each other and all of the students have to be in communication with each other. So it's definitely a difficult decision and some, fast thinkers. Have to make it.
Exactly. I think it was really nice that they still held open dining halls and such and like the markets and stuff. I think that's super helpful to students who are still on campus because, I mean, obviously people can't leave their dorms, but even the workers too. Like they still had to come in, they still had to do their job, which is, I think, awesome for everyone in that scenario.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other emergencies too that, people have to consider, right? Like fires and if there was tornadoes. I mean, hopefully they don't usually come in.
You've always got to prepare
Whitewater.
for the worst, you know, you never know. But yeah, that person in that office, has got to make quick decision to make sure everybody's safe on campus, whether you're on campus or commuting from, hour away, whatever it is. It's a hard decision.
Right, especially in a city like Whitewater where we're kind of closed off from easy transportation to other things and, like you said, food. We have a great show for you all today. Coming up next is another edition of For the Health of It, and we'll welcome our news producer into the studio. We'll be back with more on Wake Up Whitewater right after this.
So we go here on 91.7 The Edge, your station for sports, news, and of course, music. With our extensive music library of alternative, rock, and hip-hop. All for you, all right here on 91.7 The Edge.
The Children's Center on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, where children learn through play. At the Children's Center, learning comes alive through curiosity and play. The Children's Center, where we are cultivating curiosity and fostering futures. Contact us for a tour or enroll today.
The UW-Whitewater Bookstore is your one-stop shop for apparel, textbooks, and technology. Stop in for a wide selection of gifts from our alumni, family, and name brand sections. Need to purchase or rent a textbook? Head downstairs to Textbook Services. Check out our new custom shop and create personalized apparel for your organization. Need a charger, laptop, or headphones? Our new technology section has everything you might need. For more information and bookstore hours, visit uwwhitewaterbookstore.com.
is for the health of it. I'm Nora Hooper. Today, we're talking about something that affects everyone on campus, but doesn't always get talked about openly: sexual health.
Sexual health is a compilation of physical health, emotional, mental, relational, spiritual. I think a lot of times people think about the physical, absence or presence of a disease, but really it's how are you able to communicate with your partners on your sexual needs? Do you know what you want? Do you feel comfortable consenting or declining? You know, what sorts of things do you want or don't you want? So it's kind of the whole gamut of things.
Sexual health isn't just about preventing infections. It's about overall wellness, informed choices, consent, communication, and access to care.
And I feel like a lot of times people think about that, again, that sexual piece, but people are sometimes afraid to let partners know what they want. Maybe ask a partner to put on a condom. It's embarrassing. It's, like, hey, I don't like that, stop that. And it's always easier to think about saying those things than it actually is. So really thinking about how all of those things make up your sexual well-being and normalizing it. Normalizing that all those things are important and encouraging people to talk about them.
Understanding protection, testing, and consent helps you make informed decisions and take control of your health. And because many infections don't show symptoms, regular check-ins matter, even if you feel fine.
Just because somebody doesn't have any symptoms, if they haven't been tested, there's not really a way to know. A lot of the STIs that we see, we're able to give medication, take care of. It doesn't mean you're dirty, unclean, anything like that. It happens, but there are often, easy ways for us to help infection to clear, but if not cleared, they can lead to complications. So really talking to people. The testing is pretty easy and painless, both for, really for anybody. So encouraging people, no cost, pretty simple, but a way to really know what's going on with your body.
On campus, there are many resources available at the UHCS Center and Ambrose to help students stay healthy and educated.
From the physical aspect, we offer STI testing, which is free for most students. In addition to that, we like to provide education. So we try to make it a safe space for students to come and ask questions, giving guidance, providing free condoms. We always have a bin in our office of free condoms. We have Safe Sex Express. We often stock up one of the res halls. They have a vending machine with condoms, so trying to provide that.
If you're looking for easy, judgment-free access to protection, our campus makes it simple. Through the Safe Sex Express program, students can order free condoms and lube for discreet dorm delivery, or pick them up at the health center.
So we have a Safe Sex Express program here at University Health and Counseling Services. It is where students can receive free sexual health products. So condoms, lubricant, dental or oral dams. They can request up to 15 free items per month. And those items can be delivered discreetly to them. So they can either come into UHCS and pick up that package, or we can deliver it discreetly to their residence hall or their dorm room. So we do have a request form online, so you can visit our webpage and fill out that request form.
Taking care of your sexual health is a part of taking care of yourself. Stay informed, get tested regularly, use protection, and don't hesitate to take advantage of the resources available to you on campus. Let's make a healthier world, just for the health of it. I'm Nora Hooper.
Alex Lindblom, Justice Brazelton, and I host this award-winning news program. Peyton Waltz serves as our director. Wake Up Whitewater presents the latest community news, sports, special features, and more.
UWW-TV has been an important part of the campus and community since 1980.
Welcome to Roomies!
Hi everybody, my name is Peyton Walls and I produce Wake Up Whitewater.
Broadcasting from Conover Studio at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, this is Wake Up Whitewater.
So Wake Up Whitewater is the morning news broadcast. So our show encompasses a lot of other shows. We have the news update, sports update, inside the arts, for the health of it. We have ad-lib sections within our shows. We have at least one package a week, and we have issues and ideas. So it's a big one. A lot of other shows are within my show.
And it's Kayla's birthday! Woo!
And we have these wonderful cupcakes from our wonderful producer as well.
Happy birthday, Kayla.
Yay!
Awesome.
It's a really funny story, actually. I started out first week of freshman year. I auditioned and got hired on a show called Whitewater Wind Down, and I loved it. I loved being on the camera. I had some great hosts with me. And then I started producing that show for Practicum. And then I started being on staff at TV, and someone needed to take over Wake Up Whitewater, and that's kind of where my heart was. So here I am, and I'm glad to continue this very long legacy of Wake Up Whitewater here at UWW-TV. I love this show. I've been having so much fun. I think my hosts are amazing. Justice, Kayla, and Alex are incredible. I worked a lot with them on how to ad-lib and how to read off the teleprompters and how to cover different stories, and I absolutely love making packages. Field reporting is where my heart is, so I have just been having a lot of fun with this show and really making it my own. I had really great producers producing previous shows that I was on in the past. I had great producers for when I did Wake Up Whitewater last year, and when I was a host on Whitewater Wind Down, I just really looked up to Aaron and Abby for those, so thank you. And then when they graduated, I was kind of handed the torch, and it was a lot of pressure at first, and I feel like really this semester I've been able to jump in the deep end and kind of lead this team and lead the quality of show to a similar level that they had, so that's been a huge accomplishment for me.
Hi, Peyton. Welcome to the studio. I'm so glad that you could talk to us today. Do you want to tell us maybe about what goes into the production of this show? Maybe things that, people wouldn't know or assume.
Yeah, so this is a big one, right? Our show kind of has a lot of other shows in it. And so this is our whole morning news broadcast. So I produce your guys' segments. When you talk about packages, I make a package each week. I produce issues and ideas each week, and I produce this segment each week when we bring in someone from the studio and have them talk about their show. So this show really is just, it's a big one. There's a lot that goes into it, but I love it so much. It's really a big passion project for me.
Yeah, no, that this is a very big show. There's a lot of moving parts within it that I'm sure that you have to manage. And this one has a lot of pre-production stuff. What are some things that you have to think about before the cameras are even rolling?
Right, so there's a lot that goes into this show weeks before we actually even hit record on the cameras. So I have to find someone to come into the studio for issues and ideas. I have to schedule what I'm going to do for my news package that week. I'm already writing scripts for when we come back from spring break and all of that stuff, and the next show to come and the next show after that. And it's big scheduling. It's a lot of pre-production. And if you're not organized, time can slip away. And pretty soon, it's time to record, it's time to edit and sit down in the studio, and we don't have what we need because I'm not thinking ahead. So that's, I think, the biggest thing I learned this semester, especially, of the more you put on your plate, the more you need to set time aside to make sure all of these projects are done, so that when I hit submit and put this show on the TVs, that everything is there for us.
So you were formerly a talent for the show, actually. How does the role change look for you? Is it weird now being the producer?
Well, I gotta admit, it's nice being back in the studio, talking to the cameras, the lights on my face, the mic on my shirt. It's a really fun atmosphere to be sitting in the studio and being a talent. But I would not be where I am today if I wasn't a talent for 2 years, really. My whole freshman year, I was on the Whitewater Wind Down, which is just kind of our nightly news broadcast, very similar to this one. And then last year I was on this show for a semester while also producing for the first time. And now I've kind of focused all of my time just producing, directing, writing, editing, doing everything that goes on behind the scenes for this show. It's a lot, so it's kind of taken up my whole time, but I think having that experience being a talent makes me a lot more empathetic for my talents. And I remember what it was like to read off a teleprompter, and I remember what it was like to come up with something to ad-lib about. So I think that really helps me understand everyone's perspective, because I've kind of done it all.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique perspective to have done both, roles. How has your role as a producer, director changed over the course of putting on this show? And how have you may have improved, or what have you learned?
Mm-hmm. Well, each week I'm learning something new, and each week I'm definitely getting a little bit better. And through trial and error, I'm kind of learning, okay, yes, this is a good thing that I have to keep doing, and let's not do this thing. And it's a lot of lessons learned throughout making those mistakes. And I don't really see them as mistakes. I see them as opportunities. And I know that's so cheesy, but if the audio is bad and I make a mental note in my head of, okay, next time we have to double check mics, or next time we have to double check the audio, or when I'm editing, I forget a fade or a transition. Oh, well, next time I'm going to write that down because I can't forget that next time. So I feel like now I've kind of come to a really good place of the show is looking really good each week. I'm really proud of what we're producing and what we're bringing to the public. And yeah, I hold myself at a really high standard because I've learned those lessons. And there's still plenty of lessons to learn, but it's definitely it's been a learning curve.
Yeah, well, this is a great opportunity and place to learn and to grow. And I can't wait to see how your career grows through your rest of your college career and beyond. But sadly, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you, Peyton, for coming into the studio to talk with me. I think we had a really great conversation. And we have a great show coming up. But first, it is our weekend weather update.
What does it mean to be a Warhawk?
It means allowing myself to dream big and think outside the box.
Pushing the limits of what I think is possible.
Seeing ideas through from start to finish.
Collaborating with professors and peers.
And seizing opportunities in the community to put my knowledge to use.
I'm studying abroad,
learning another language,
and listening to the stories of others.
I'm making lifelong friends and fearlessly sharing my gifts with the world.
As a Warhawk, I stay balanced,
take great care of myself,
and get out of my comfort zone.
I refuse to let the past determine my future.
And I'm taking confident steps in the direction of my dreams.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
And other times it couldn't be more exciting.
But I will keep my goals in mind
and never quit.
Because
that's the Warhawk way.
Welcome to the Whitewater Forensics team, where we ignite voices and foster connections. With 3 to 4 hours of practice weekly, we embark on a journey of self-discovery and growth. From energizing warm-ups to passionate storytelling, we build confidence in creativity. Join our close-knit team, conquer public speaking fears, and advocate for your story. With over 100 awards annually, become part of a community where every voice matters.
This is Inside the Arts on UWW TV. I'm Grace Caputo. The Department of Music presents Music Mosaics, A Nation in Harmony on Sunday, April 12th at 3 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall. Celebrate 250 years of American spirit through music that reflects our shared heritage and diversity. From beloved classics to bold new works, this patriotic concert honors the voices that have shaped our nation's soundtrack. Join us in saluting America and supporting student success, because a nation in harmony begins with a well-tuned future. Other upcoming ticketed events include Holocaust Remembrance Concert on Tuesday, April 14th at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, UWW Percussion Ensemble on Thursday, April 16th at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, Hot Choir, Harmonia, and Concert Choir on Sunday, April 19th at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, University and Community Band on Monday, April 20th at 7:30 p.m. in the Young Performing Arts Center, Jazz Ensemble 2 Spring Concert on Tuesday, April 21st at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, Jazz Combo's Spring Concert on Thursday, April 23rd at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall. Free events coming soon include Robert Remus and Nicholas Langen piano on Sunday, April 12th at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, Trumpet Studio Recital on Friday, April 17th at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, Emma Yeakley Trumpet on Saturday, April 18th at 3 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, Carrie Kelly Violin on Saturday, April 18th at 5 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, Ethan Horton Percussion on Saturday, April 18th at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall. Tickets can be purchased in advance and are available in person via phone at 262-472-2222 or online at tickets.uww.edu. The box office is located in the Green Hill Center of the Arts and hours on Monday through Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. There is a $2 surcharge for tickets purchased at the event. Department of Music events are free for UW Whitewater students. Log into the Ticket Services website with your UWW credentials for your free ticket. I'm Grace Caputo, and this has been Inside the Arts on UWW TV.
This is your UWW TV Community Calendar. To post your event, contact UWW-TV via email, uwwtv@uww.edu, or by phone, 262-472-1332.
Have you heard of UROC?
We're part of Whitewater and our own thing.
Come on, we'll show you.
I learned how to be a college student here, and now I'm headed off to Madison to study global health, and I know I'm ready.
People like me who aren't a fan of big crowds would really like UROC because it's welcoming and it's laid back.
My advisor helped me figure out my schedule, organize my time, fill out my FAFSA, and figure out what classes I liked and how to turn that into a major. And if I had to do it again, I would choose UROC.
You ready to rock?
You belong here.
UWW-TV has been an important part of the campus and community since 1980.
Not only providing on-air learning opportunities for broadcast journalists and electronic media production students,
but educating and entertaining our audiences with award-winning news, live sports coverage, original programming,
as well as dedicating the mission to developing creative collaborations throughout campus.
For more information, visit our website and like us on Facebook.
Check us out because you got to see what's on UWW TV.
Welcome to Jitters Coffee House. Located on the first floor of the Wells Towers, Jitters is a student-run coffee lounge and offers a variety of coffee and ice cream-based drinks and is home to many entertaining programs, including live music, gamer trivia nights, and other performances. Coordinate your activity by emailing jitters@uww.edu. Jitters is completely run by volunteers who can earn service hours and even receive a free drink during their shift. Stop in tonight at Jitters Coffee House, where fun events and community come together.
Welcome to College Beat. My name is Mikey Rotier and I'm joined today by special guest Molly Yakes, advisor and lecturer here at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. Today we'll be talking a little bit about advising and what goes into choosing students' classes. Molly, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. What are the most important components that go into helping a student choose the right path?
Yeah, so all students come to UW-Whitewater with at least one goal in common, and that's to earn a degree. And so the way that you earn a degree is to pick the correct classes. And then, of course, trying to get out in your specified amount of time means that you have to take classes at the right semesters.
Sure, and it can be really easy to look at those classes kind of one-dimensionally, you know, what you should take. But what are kind of some of the other elements that go into that, and how do you kind of learn more about a student and their learning habits to help them?
Oh, sure. So helping them select the correct classes when there are so many options. Yeah, so I love meeting students one-on-one. And I know in our communication department we do advising a little differently in that we have a big event, but I still do meet with students face-to-face, and I ask them what their career goals are, and that can really shape the course selection. And we also go through, yes, do you prefer online learning or face-to-face learning? And sometimes that narrows down the course selections. But yeah, just that one-on-one conversation, of course, is really important as well.
Of course. And what would you say is your most commonly given advice to students during advising?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, personally, I like to tell students to, of course, do your coursework and get involved in on campus, but also to try to have fun. You're only here for a short amount of time, and all of a sudden you're into the workforce. And so try to give yourself a break at some point during college. But getting the practical hands-on experience, whether that be through student organizations or internships, is probably the most common advice, yeah.
Sure. Well, you definitely play a very important role here at the university, helping our students choose the right path. So I really appreciate you being here today.
Thank you so much. It was great to be here.
This has been Mikey Rotier for UWW-TV, and this has been College Beat.
Willie Warhawk.
Okay, Willie, let me help you get set up here.
All right, you can tell Willie to start reading whenever he's ready. That's great. Cut.
Great job, Willie. Thank you for coming in today. We'll be in touch. Next!
We can see it. His relentless determination. A fiery tenacity that can't be taught. We see that what he's passionate about today will steer him toward what he studies tomorrow and ultimately fuel his future career. And all he needs now is to find the right college. Welcome to the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity.
As an Army ROTC cadet at Whitewater, you have the opportunity to develop into a great leader while learning and applying the Army values to your everyday life. Within ROTC, you have the chance to travel overseas in the CULP program to train with other militaries, attend many elite Army schools such as Airborne and Combat Diver, and you have the opportunity to attend conferences and guest lectures by some of the Army's top-ranking officers. Our Warhawk cadets participate in many extracurricular activities, Division III sports, Greek life, intramural sports, among many other team-building and community service events. Being a cadet at Whitewater is more than just being part of the Army. It's also about being active members in our community and coming together to form a family atmosphere. Anyone who wants to be a part of something bigger than themselves while developing themselves professionally should consider UW-Whitewater ROTC. To sign up for UW-Whitewater ROTC, go to the 4th floor of McCutcheon Hall to room 417.
Welcome to This Week in Wisconsin History. This week, we'll be covering the 1977 election of Jim Yaden, the state's first openly gay person to hold public office. On April 5th, 1977, 26-year-old Jim Yaden was elected by public vote to a full-term seat on Madison City Council, the first openly gay public official in Wisconsin and only the fourth in U.S. history. The UW Law graduate had previously helped form the Gay Law Students Association on campus and was an early member of the Madison Alliance for Homosexual Equality, Wisconsin's first gay rights organization. Yaden later served on the Madison Equal Opportunities Commission, playing an integral part in reframing the city's Equal Opportunities Ordinance to include protection for Madison's LGBT community. In an October 1976 special election, Yaden was appointed by city council members to serve out the remainder of a resigning alder's term. He publicly came out in the local papers the next day.
I wanted to be honest about, I said, so I had an interview with the Daily Cardinal, and I said, hey, there's two things that are important to me. I'm gay and I'm a vegetarian, and I'm not trying to proselytize. I want everybody to be gay or be a vegetarian, just telling you who I am. And then everybody knew.
Yaden ran for a full term in the general election 6 months later as an openly gay man.
I got to tell you, I had some wonderful people who ended up, straight people who worked on my campaign, who lived in these dorms, who had never actually met a gay person. They had no idea, that there were such thing. And they met me, they liked me, they helped me on my campaign. So I was really grateful for that. But so I won my 2 years, and there wasn't a quota. I never had a gay agenda. I just wanted to be me and be honest.
On Madison City Council, Yaden worked on projects such as health department reform, completion of the State Street Mall, decriminalization of marijuana, and the extension of bar hours until 2 a.m. The young alderman also fought against efforts to repeal the Equal Opportunities Ordinance he'd helped amend just years earlier. Throughout his term, Jim received many letters from closeted gay people across the country, seeking his support and advice. Even so, Yaden was still a common recipient of death threats. So many, in fact, that he kept a collection in a designated Threats on Life folder as evidence, in case anything ever happened to him. Jim Yaden resigned from Madison City Council just before the end of his term, and subsequently announced his retirement from politics, wanting to fully devote himself to his own law practice. He continued practicing real estate law out of Madison for over 30 years. Only 5 years after Yaden's historic 1977 election, Wisconsin became the first state to ban discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation. Wisconsin has continued to elect openly gay candidates into public office, including Ricardo Gonzalez in 1989 as the nation's first openly gay Hispanic public official, and Tammy Baldwin in 1998 and 2012 as the first openly gay U.S. Congresswoman and senator. And that's what happened this week in Wisconsin history.
We'd love to show you what it's like to be a war hawk.
Come on!
Don't miss out on your chance to be a war hawk.
At UW-Whitewater.
You belong here!
The Royal Purple, the best place for all the latest news around the community and campus of UW-Whitewater. Here you'll find all different types of weekly news stories, including sports, arts and rec, biz and tech, and even fun and interesting things like trendsetter columns and the tweet of the week. The Royal Purple has a full staff to handle all of your advertising and article needs. Ad managers and sales representatives can help you get your ad in seasonal print issues online at royalpurplenews.com and out on our social media platforms. Editors and journalists would love to write features about your organization and follow-ups about your important events. For more information on student employment opportunities, advertisement services, or anything news, contact the Royal Purple over at R@uww.edu or give us a call at 262-472-5100. Stop by our office and say hi on campus in McCutcheon Hall, room 113. For all of your local campus community news, check out the Royal Purple here at University of Wisconsin-Whitewater.
Here at UW-Whitewater Intramural Sports, we have a motto: a sport for everyone and everyone in a sport.
Come on!
Stepped it anyways. Oh, she got that off. They're going to count it.
Had a blast. Always have fun at intramurals.
Every day we strive to go above and beyond that goal by providing healthy exercise, promoting leisure education, and giving students that competitive atmosphere they are looking for.
Yes! Yes!
It's exciting. Brings me back to those high school days with Friday Night Lights.
With our 25 different intramural sports offered, we guarantee that we have a sport for you. Go to our website and find your sport today.
I'm Chase Keller, and this is your UWW-TV Sports Update. The UW-Whitewater gymnastics team placed 5th at the NCGA Championship on March 20th with a team total of 192.475. Junior Paige Magel earned All-American honors in the uneven bars, while junior Elaine Copeland and freshman Juliet Ryder took home All-American honors in the floor exercise. The team finished the 2026 season with a 5-2 record and their third straight top 5 nationals finish. Number 12 ranked baseball returned to Pruka Field for the first time since before their 2025 national championship run to play a 4-game series against UW-Stevens Point on Saturday and Sunday. They went 4-0 in the series, winning the first 3 games by 2 runs or less, then winning the 4th in a 17-3 run rule. They hit the road to play UW Lacrosse in a 4-game series this Friday and Saturday. And we'll have more sports on UWW-TV right after this.
Welcome to the show. Josh, let's take a look at some highlights from this last game here. What a performance by the UWW-TV staff in this one.
Absolutely. Look at this clip. Bree is going to signal for Ryan to cut to camera 2, but instead Ryan's going to cut to 3, and that's where things might take a turn. But hold on a second here. Just when you think it's over, Bree makes the split-second decision and reaches over Ryan to cut to camera 2 herself.
And the truck goes wild. Once again, the UWW-TV staff delivers.
The number 15 ranked Warhawk softball team split a doubleheader against Carthage College on Saturday, losing the first game 6-2 and winning the second 5-0. Freshman Rachel Radish led the team, hitting a combined 5 for 7 with a walk. The team takes on the University of Chicago in a doubleheader on Wednesday, before returning home for the first time this season to play Carroll University twice on Friday. The men's and women's track and field teams began their outdoor seasons at the WashU Distance Carnival and the Pioneer Triangular. Senior Jonah Block highlighted the Warhawks at the Distance Carnival, finishing 9th out of all Division III athletes in the steeplechase. At the Triangular, the Warhawks secured 7 top 3 finishes in the short sprints, including 3 first-place finishers. Finally, multiple Warhawk teams traveled across the country this past week. Men's and women's tennis traveled to Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, where both teams finished 2-1, while women's golf went to Pacific Grove, California, to finish 12th in the UC Santa Cruz Invite. For more sports news and other updates, tune in to uwwtv.org. I'm Chase Keller, and this has been your sports update on UWW-TV.
Welcome back to Wake Up Whitewater. Easter is this weekend. Did you guys have any fun, exciting plans for Easter or any traditions?
Definitely. I mean, going back home, spending time with family. This past weekend, we set up the Easter eggs, made sure all the cousins had Easter eggs, and we're getting prepared to hide them and whatnot. I'm in the older cousin now, so I help out with that, so that's really fun. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, the Easter egg hunts were something I definitely miss.
Yes.
Back in the day, that was my favorite part of Easter. And actually Easter baskets as well, just getting them. I have not gotten an Easter basket in the longest time, I know. And my mom was telling us, she actually went to like the Dollar Tree, and she was like, I'm getting you guys baskets. We're bringing them back this year because I feel bad. I'm like, Mom, it's fine. But if she's willing to do it, I'm okay with that.
That'll be fun, though.
Exactly. Yeah.
I do still get an Easter basket.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I do not.
I always liked dyeing the eggs. I think that's a blast, right? Like, I haven't done that in a while. Maybe I should bring that back. I love a hard-boiled egg, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so spring has officially started, right? The weather is kind of going up and down recently, but I'm excited to start seeing the flowers bloom. What do you guys think?
Yes, I'm excited to see the greenery, bring it all back, feel like summer outside, spend more time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that sun. I mean, 100%. I think that sun just does wonders, like mental health-wise too.
Mood, yeah.
Like I remember so many people talking to me and saying, like, I just need the sun, like I just need that seasonal depression to go away.
Yeah.
Because it hits you. It really does.
It did turn spring, but it still feels like it's like winter sometimes, and like we have a good day here and there, and then, but I can't wait till it's like fully spring.
Right.
And
it's
we
like,
see flowers.
You don't want to close the door quite yet on winter stuff. Yeah. You never know what's going to pop up here and there. But yeah, hopefully we can start transitioning into that summer weather.
And I'm honestly excited for summer too. Like, I mean, we just got our break. We just got our spring break, but I need another one. Already.
Oh, yeah.
I'm already feeling it.
No, definitely. It looks like that is all the time we have for today. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Wake Up Whitewater. We'll see you next week with more news, sports, and entertainment. Make sure you stay tuned to UWW TV.